Welcome to WEBN General News. I'm Anthony Ciano.
And I'm Daniel Lipoff. Some news out of the Middle East now. Iran proposing a 5-year suspension of their nuclear program, an offer quickly rejected by the Trump administration. Instead, only of 5 years, the administration counter-offered with a 20-year suspension. This comes as the United States continues to blockade the Strait of Hormuz after negotiations fell through with Iran over the weekend. Officials say they are discussing a possible second round of negotiations, but did not provide any more details.
The hunt for a missing person in Merrimack River continues. New Hampshire State Police announced that they received a report Saturday night of a person falling off a railroad track bridge into the water. Boats, drones, and thermal cameras have been used as the search continues into today.
Peace talks in Pakistan proved unsuccessful as Iran and the U.S. failed to reach an agreement that would reopen the Strait of Hormuz. As a result of this, President Donald Trump announced that the U.S. will now blockade the strait. In a Truth Social post, President Trump saying that if any Iranian fires at a U.S. ship or a peaceful vessel will, quote, be blown to hell.
California Representative Eric Swalwell says he will resign from Congress after recent disapproval, following allegations that he sexually assaulted women that worked for him. Swalwell denied all allegations Friday and said that they are absolutely false. Democratic lawmakers across the country called for his removal, sparking the resignation.
These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened.
Well, with more on politics, let's hear from our politics correspondent, Isabella Rocha. Bella.
Thanks, Daniel. A federal judge dismissed President Trump's $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal. Judge Darren Gales ruled that Trump's claim was invalid, as he failed to make the argument that the article had malintentions. Gales is allowing Trump to file an amended lawsuit until April 27th. Right now, Cuba is facing rising political and economic pressure as tensions with the United States continue to grow. There is an unlikely possibility of any major deal between the two countries. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel says he will not resign despite rising concerns. He also claimed that the government can withstand the potential cutoff of oil supplies from the U.S. and all military threats. The construction on President Trump's proposal on the new White House ballroom will be continuing until April 17th. The decision comes after a federal appeals court had temporarily blocked the project with questions about congressional approval. The court will revisit the case next week to assess its legal challenges. That's all I have for politics. Back to you guys at the desk.
After 16 years as Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orban has been voted out. A friend of both Vladimir Putin and President Donald Trump, Orban served as a right-wing voice in Europe. Now the country has flipped its politics to be left-wing based. Shortly after polls closed, electoral authorities announced the voter turnout was the highest since the collapse of the Communism Party in the country.
When we come back, we'll hear about the Bruins making the playoffs.
And what movie is dominating the box office?
Does my son's school even do it?
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to General News. Well, the weather outside couldn't be better. This week we're expecting a huge warm-up in temperatures with highs in the 70s and 80s. Wednesday will be especially warm with a high of 80 degrees, and it'll be the first time Boston will get back into the 80s in 187 days. So get your sunscreen, sunglasses, and a nice spot to relax in the Common and enjoy the warm weather while we have it.
The Boston Bruins have officially made their way into the NHL playoffs. The spot was secured when the Detroit Red Wings lost to the New Jersey Devils Saturday, clearing the Bruins' competition. The team will now hit the playoffs ice for the first time since 2024, looking to secure their 17th Stanley Cup title.
Well, it's back-to-back for Rory McIlroy as he took home his second Masters trophy.
When the ball trickled by and I marked it there from 2 inches or whatever, I just looked to the back of the green and I give it one of these because I saw my mum and dad and Erica and Poppy, and I was just like, can't believe I've just done it again.
McIlroy becomes the 4th golfer to win the esteemed tournament twice, joining names like Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, and Nick Faldo. McIlroy started the tournament a bit behind his competition, but as he reached Amen Corner, he took control, putting himself ahead by 2 shots and maintaining the lead until the end.
With more on sports, we have our sports correspondent, Chloe Fadem. Chloe?
Thanks, Anthony. Tennis stars Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner took to the court yesterday morning in the race for the Monte Carlo Masters win. Sinner pulled ahead of Alcaraz to win the cup and put himself back into the #1 spot in the world. Alcaraz previously held the Monte Carlo Masters title but passes it on to Sinner after a well-fought game. This was Sinner's first time playing in the finals at the Masters tournament. Milwaukee Bucks head coach Doc Rivers is officially leaving the team. After the Bucks season ended on Sunday, the statement was announced. Over his 2.5 seasons as coach for the team, Rivers has led them to 97 wins and 103 losses. Prior to Sunday's game, Rivers had hinted that he was going to be leaving the team, but nothing was made official until the end of the season. Rivers has been an NBA coach since 1999 and has had a 58% winning rate. Among his accomplishments is his NBA championship win with the Boston Celtics in 2008. Although Rivers is leaving the court for now, he will be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame as part of the class of 2026. The Boston Celtics earned the #2 seed in the Eastern Conference after a 144-118 win over the New Orleans Pelicans. During this game, the Celtics tied a franchise and NBA record with 29 three-pointers, with 8 different players having at least 2 three-point shots. The Celtics end their regular season 56-26, with the playoffs starting later this week. The Boston Fleet took to TD Garden on Saturday night to play in front of a sold-out crowd. Just under 18,000 fans were in attendance, making this game one of the highest attended games in the history of the PWHL. The Fleet normally play at the Tsongas Center in Lowell, Massachusetts, drawing in around 5,000 fans per game. The Boston Fleet took on the Montreal Victoire for this historic game, losing 1-0. Even with the loss, fans were ecstatic to see a professional women's team playing an NHL-sized arena. That's all I have for sports. Back to you at the desk.
And the Super Mario Galaxy movie has now become the 2026 highest-grossing movie so far. The film has earned a total of $629 million at the global box office. The movie just surpassed Project Hail Mary, which has hit $500 million. However, movies like Toy Story 5, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and The Odyssey are projected to battle for that highest-grossing title.
It's been an exciting time at Coachella so far, with Sabrina Carpenter, Justin Bieber, and Karol G headlining the weekend. Justin Bieber's performance is what many people are talking about, though. The singer got on stage, brought out his laptop, and started scrolling on YouTube. He performed only certain parts of his old songs like Baby, Beauty and a Beast, and Never Say Never, instead opting for more recent songs from his 2025 albums Swag and Swag 2. Bieber will perform again at the weekend 2 of this festival upcoming this weekend.
The second annual Duck Boat Challenge took place in the Boston Common Saturday. The challenge involved teams of 10 pulling a duck boat together across a course. This test of strength was not just for fun, but to raise money for Boston youth sports and fitness programs. The duck boat pulled by teams weighed a whopping 10 tons.
Well, that's all we have tonight on General News.
For more, make sure to follow us on YouTube or at WEBN.TV. Have a great night.